couple of goals at the end of the first period. What's the message in the first intermission to get everything to kind of turn around there in the second?
Yeah, that was a tough way to end that period. Actually, I didn't even like the way we really started the period. We, I think they hit two posts, and JJ had to make, a couple big saves off some really good players. So, I found, to be honest, probably the right team was winning after the first period. But we came in and coaches did a great job. A couple adjustments were made, and the guys knew what was at stake today. And I thought, really had an outstanding second period, and probably a good sign for, a team to, give up 2 in the last minute, which is a no-no, and but make sure you came in, or you come out in the second and play the way we did, and that was probably the difference in the game.
Yeah, great second period. But did you really notice the team sort of really got locked in when Coach scored that third goal? Kind of maybe got a little bit of a monkey off his back if he was, if he'd been pressing a little bit?
Well, the one thing about, it's game 80, whatever it was tonight, and your Coach, he showed a lot of emotion when he scored, and I think the guys were, they know what's at stake for him as well. So I think, you get down to this time of year, and it's all about the team, but there's some individual accomplishments that can go down, and so, much like, guys were really excited for Coach, that also carried on for, Lillberg later in the game. So it was great to see. But, I think guys also, you're right, fed off the emotion of Coach.
You talked about all the work that he did to prepare Coach and made him feel more complete tonight. Like, he didn't realize that he really needed to work on his game. But I'm just curious, if you noticed anything different about him tonight.
Well, his game, to be honest, he just looks more mature. So he looks like a kid that went down, and I think it was a different transition for him in the sense he'd been up here for a good part of the year, and then went down there. But that's why that league's it's just a great development league. I mean, I spent 3 years there before I came to the NHL, and that's where you learn. And for somebody of his age, I mean, he's 20 years old, but he came in there and he was a phenomenal teammate, and all he did was put his head down and went to work. And now it's hopefully paying dividends down the road for him.
You said the other day Gage was your best player in your last game. Another good game for him tonight. Mm-hmm. What's clicking for him? What do you think he's doing right now?
Well, he's working, and he's for sure more confident, but he's taken a lot of the risk out of his game, and he's making the plays that are there. He's not trying to manufacture plays out of nothing, just to make something happen, and that's it takes a little bit of discipline to do that, but it's I think a little more familiar with the league, and his confidence is really growing, and he's got a skill set that can match that confidence. So it's good for him and also good for us.
You mentioned Lillberg, and here's a guy who's had only a little more than an equivalent of a full year in the NHL, and he's done so many great things for you. He's dropped the gloves, stuck up for teammates, and to get that reward, you often talk about rewards. And nice goal, too, right?
Yeah, well, shame on me, because I knew it was his first goal of the year. I didn't realize it was first of his career. So that was, for some reason, I thought he'd scored last year. But that only happens once. Your first goal, and you remember your first NHL game, and you remember your first NHL goal, and it was great when guys are spraying him with a water bottle, and it's it's been a road for him to get here as well, and I couldn't be happier because he's a extremely popular teammate.
Any update on Radish?
No, not yet.